Hey, hey, man, say, I'm not gonna lie, that's one of my favorite parts of one of my favorite games with one of my favorite soundtracks.
You
Um,
know what? It's so crazy how for a lot of people that's one their favorite game. And it was so pivotal. Like I think, and it's funny seeing old videos of the game because there's no way in hell I would have thought it looked as rough as it did. Like it graphically, it did not age well. Because in my head, I see a Hyrule Kingdom like all detailed. I see the trees.
mhm.
I see Epona looking like a real horse. I see, I mean
There's not much
the
from the 64 that did age well though, when you think about it.
nah, it really did. All them 3D games. Like it's funny because in my head, I remember Wave Runner looking really good too,
Yeah,
and I know that game looks like crap.
and that's only graphically
Um,
speaking, because
yes, because they played well.
but that being said, what's good, y'all? I am Dallas Man, as I hope you know by now. If you don't, welcome. For your first time, hope it's not your last time. Here with my homie Baron J67. I always say the numbers at the end because I don't know why. Um, because yeah. That being said, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is, I think, what, level 18. We made it all the way to 18.
Yes, sir. We're adults now.
We grown enough to drink in some countries. Level 18 of the Peep Game podcast, where we are under zero, count them, zero obligation to be anything resembling professional. And that's great because I'm tired, truth be told.
Right?
It's been a week. I'm not mad. It's been an okay week. Especially considering how stuff has been going in the world. Um, it's been a pretty alright week. But I'm tired, truth be told. So before we get this started, because this is basically a continuation of last week, I wanted to spend
Sure.
the whole episode talking about Saturday morning cartoons in general, and we spent the whole episode talking about one aspect from one, excuse me, from one network, and that was Fox Kids, which was a lot of people's favorite back then. So we're gonna spend this week talking about Kids WB, but because I'm staring at a review done by our very own Baron J67, and because I've been
Oh
seeing
shit.
him play this game off and on, I kind of want you to tell me just a little quick bite about Eximus and how you feel about it, because you seem to be really enjoying it.
Okay. So for those who haven't checked out the review, which I highly recommend you do, I'll give you a quick overview. So Exmius, I don't know. I do not know how to say it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Exmius sees the front line.
Eczema.
It is a RTS, a real-time strategy game. Think Command and Conquer, think Age of Empires, think not so much Civ. It's more Command and Conquer and Age of Empires too. But there is a mechanic to it to where you get to rotate into first person mode. So the RTS mode is that's called Commander mode. Then you have Officer mode, and that is the first person aspect. And the person who's being Commander, because this is a multiplayer game as well. I think the most that I've ran against, I think I've had 5-on-5 matches, and you get one person who's commander. And the crazy thing is, they really do decide where they're gonna, what type of units they're gonna build, what kind of soldiers they're gonna put out there in the field, what kind of defense. Like it's intricate, and it's crazy how you really have to lean on. Like no matter how good you are by yourself, if you have a crappy commander, your chances of winning are dwindled to nothing. But long story short, I have been having fun with it. I've been jumping into that and spending some time there. The it doesn't have a very large amount of people online, but the people that are there are really into it, and I've never had a hard time finding a squad to run with. So, highly recommend it. Believe it's like $39. I could be wrong. Um, and Toxic came through with the sludge. But I real talk, I've had a lot of fun with it. Ammo Box Studios, they did a really good job. It's an indie game on top of that. It's super indie.
Man, first of all, I appreciate you, Toxic. We always try to look as good and
Oh yeah.
chocolatey as we can around this mug. I appreciate you noticing. Also to get into it, last time we did Fox Kids. This time around, because I realized there was so much there, and it was one of the two major networks that was really killing it with the Saturday morning cartoons. I want to talk about Kids WB today, and what better place to start? I really can't think of a better place to start.
WB.
Which before the frog came along, well, it wasn't before the frog came along. They were after the frog, but they were still the poster children for all things WB, especially things about kids. I mean, like when you think about the WB from back then, anyway, first thing you saw in your head was the water tower, and these
Sure.
Morasokas lived in it. The Animaniacs,
Yep.
man. You can't get the song not stuck in your head. Hey man, Chakalaka, what's up?
Absolutely
Yeah, we
zany.
did start a little late. We opened this up by saying how tired we were because of the week, but you know I'm trying to stay up with y'all a little bit. Yeah, the
Right.
Animaniacs. We talked about them a lot last time, and I'm trying not to linger on the ones that we talked about last episode. But you just can't talk about WB, kids WB especially during this era without mentioning the Animaniacs because they're zany to the
And
max.
they're man, and it's were they the ones that kicked off WB like that? That's where it was centered around.
For kids, yeah. Yeah, the whole thing was like,
Mm,
you know how a lot of networks used to use like a big framing device. Um, the framing device for kids WB was the Animaniacs lived in the water tower, and they'd escape and go on all types of adventures or do all types of random stuff around the movie lot.
yes.
And it would also like it would show different shows that were being made during that time that they was running around doing their thing. So whatever shows we were watching at the time was that.
And you know what? It's I'm looking over this bad boy. So, do you want to give like the unless you already did and I completely zoned out. Um just the history like when it started?
When it started, I can't remember. Let me see. Let's take a look at this right here. Um, Fox Kids WB was 95 to 98. So they first showed the Animaniacs in 1993. And
Jesus.
so you remember we talked about the
2 years.
frog, right? Like we used to talk
Yes.
about Michigan J Frog all the time. Like the two symbols at the
That's
time,
his name?
Michigan J Frog,
I did not know his name and I'm dying because I
yeah.
of course you know his name.
But
Of course.
yeah, like there was a whole thing. Now, if you, I don't know if you remember, like the first cartoon they ever showed him in that I can remember anyway. It was a Bugs Bunny cartoon. You know how they had all the little shorts or whatever, right? It was a Bugs
Sure.
Bunny cartoon. I think I can't remember if it was Bugs or if it was somebody else. But whoever else it was, I think it was like some random dude that needed money or something, some poor man. Um, Now I said a bunch about it last time, but Yakko, Wacko, and Dot obviously are the
Yes.
Animaniacs. They had the same superpowers as every cartoon used to at that time, which is probably the ultimate power.
Please keep it free.
They be begging, and we do not
Yeah.
accommodate at all ever,
Mm, yeah, I never do. I ain't even gonna hold them.
man. And I don't even mean begging as in like, could you spare some change? I mean like, hey, look, we got all this free information just for y'all. We work
Yeah.
hard, and all we want is a couple dollars to make sure we stay free. And we like, nah, we good. We're good. We appreciate it. But yeah, so on the WB thing, right? So one of the shows that we talked about last time at length, and about the history of and all of that was Batman, right? Batman the animated series.
Yes.
So much has come from that, right? But I actually want to highlight an unsung hero of Batman cartoons that we don't talk about often. That nobody here, I never hear anybody talk about it, and it's so slept on. The Batman. Now I don't know, like
You know,
everything about this was dope to me. Even though we didn't talk about it a lot, the way they implemented Robin and Batgirl later on, the way they kind of did played off the whole Batman year one thing early in the series,
mhm.
from the design, from the music to the voice to the way they mixed it up. They didn't really keep it the same as every other Batman cartoons because there had been a lot up to that point, or every other Batman incarnation, but they did it in such a way that it was unique but not corny. Like if you seen what they did with the Joker was criminally
He
insane.
yeah, he literally wore a straight jacket, didn't he, in that one? And he had dreads, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they made it
I
work.
remember that one.
And you
Mm-hmm.
know, if it's one thing in this world I don't trust, it's a white person with locks. If it's one thing I don't trust, but they made it work. I don't know, man. That being said, it's so slept on. I don't know if you remember, but they used to have a movie, Batman versus Dracula, I think, and it was the Batman. If I can
Ooh,
find this movie, I don't know, maybe it's on DC Universe or something. That's one of the we gotta have a watch party or something because it's right there with like Batman Sub Zero or like Mask of the Phantasm or like it's that era's version of that.
really?
It was legit Batman
See,
versus real life Dracula.
I feel like this is the closest we were gonna ever get to like an anime style Batman.
Oh no, we got that. If you've seen
Like a
not a full length, no. It was
no,
shorts.
no, I'm talking about TV show like wise.
Mm.
Like the Batman, it in my opinion is the closest to an anime. I say don't
He
mess with
made
Senua.
that's actually a good point. No, I don't trust her. But she can't trust her. I
Yeah.
don't I'm sorry, I don't trust white people with locks. It's just you just it tells me that you're okay with forcing something that's not supposed to happen. You'll lie to my face, is what you'll do. Like,
I can't.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love y'all, but I'm gonna roast y'all just like everybody else I love. I'm just saying.
Right?
Um,
Oh, that is hilarious.
but I don't know, man. Like they really I think maybe that's why the Joker seems so crazy. They made the locks work, but at the expense of his sanity. Now
Toxic is terrible. Hey, bro. Hey, at least they didn't give him the I forgot what those damn things called. I wanted not the Basquiats, but them Florida the I forgot the name of them. I forgot the damn name of them, but at least they didn't have the Joker with those because even though that would have been it'd fit, but that would have just added to it.
Man. Okay, so while we on this subject, you know who else really did justice to the concept of the Joker that we still haven't
Mm.
talked about yet and absolutely needs to be a light shined on it? Batman Beyond.
Oh
Um
yeah.
Now I can't remember what it was I heard or what it was I watched, but fairly recently I watched some on like the history of Batman Beyond and like how none of it should have worked. How it had been greenlit, like Batman animated series had done so well. Everything coming after it did so good. Like remember we talked about the train of Batman shows, right? Like the animated
Yep.
series, and then Superman, The Adventures of Superman, and then Batman and Superman had a cartoon together, and then the Justice League, then Justice League Unlimited, and it kept going, right? Well, after all of that, Static Shock came along, and WB greenlit a new Batman show, but they did not. They wanted to be younger and fresher, and did not want Bruce Wayne to be Batman. Now, how is this going to
Yep.
work with Bruce Wayne not being Batman, especially in a case where there wasn't really a precedent in the shows for a Dick Grayson Batman, even though we know that could work. Even now in the shows, they haven't worked that out, right? Um, but then I don't know. The team came together and they made something work so well. They made it to where you could still have Bruce Wayne, kind of under the cowl of Batman, just not physically being there, and even we might actually even be able to have this conversation without Barry giving away the major twist of the whole show that he gives away every time we talk about Batman Beyond on this show.
And it's so funny because when I gave it away, it was so casual. I said it like it was no big deal.
Just smooth.
Like yeah, it was just like blah blah blah. Let me see.
Oh, we're back. We're back.
And we're back.
Ugh, that was my fault.
Rough internet night.
Yeah, we really are having a rough internet night. Gosh, freaking darn it.
The show must go on.
I'm
But
gonna try to
okay,
find something real quick while we talking about this. That I
the
want to
the
share.
last thing you heard me saying was blah blah blah. Okay. Thank you. And scene. But blah blah blah. I don't want to ruin the show, and I want to get away from the that. And I was just talking about how it was more Blade Runner cyberpunk and not so much Cyberpunk 2077 cyberpunk. Like when I think of 2077 cyberpunk, I think really extra colorful. And it's funny because all the color came from all the bad guys, if I'm not mistaken. Like Terry McGinnis, he wore kind of muted colors. Like what did he wear? Like a red jacket, like a
Like a
dark maroon
brown,
jacket.
yeah.
Yeah. And then and even like the girl he rolled with, didn't she wear like black? Like she kind of looked like gothy, or am I mixing shows?
Yep, she did.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. So everything about it, it was just like a grittier future. And then of course you had old man Wayne running around.
Who was still
I
whooping ass,
just
by the way.
yeah, he was with his dog. What was his dog's name? Was it Duke?
I think so. Ace.
Um Ace. Yeah. Um fucking big ass Great Dane. Um bro, it was dope. I loved the environment of it. And I like seeing my superheroes human. Like I really do. Like my absolute favorite moments in all comics, all are like the human moments. Because of course, you can get out there, fly around, do some off the wall shit. You can get out there and the human moments is what makes it special.
Yep.
That's where I feel like if you can like make me care about Superman, which is hard to do because he's borderline perfect. I mean, he's the whole Jesus thing. Like you like
You
make
saying you don't
me
care about
care
Jesus?
about him.
I'm
Here we
just,
go.
I'm just messing
Um I was like, are we gonna do
with
that?
you. I'm
You
just
want to
messing
do this
with you.
episode?
Hey,
Michael Keaton for Batman Beyond. Of course. I would definitely want to
ooh,
see
yeah,
that.
absolutely,
Like,
absolutely.
I mean, it's funny that Michael Keaton has played so many in so many like superhero worlds. Like he was Batman, or I feel like once you're Batman, you're always Batman. So he's Batman,
You
he's
do it right, yeah.
Birdman, he's
The Vulture.
the Vulture, which is easily one of the coolest super villains. And my reason for liking him has nothing to do with comics or any of the movies. It's because he is always the most entertaining fight in all the Spider-Man games. Every game where you got to fight Vulture, and he's
Yeah,
Beetlejuice,
in the most recent Spider-Man too. That was one of the
bro.
greatest fights.
I was in the air the entire like 15-20 minutes I was fighting because you had
They
to
made
fight
it
two
work.
bosses. And one of the coolest fights with him was it was a game a lot of people didn't like. I want to say it was Spider-Man Web of Shadows, where you had
You didn't
to
like Web of
keep
Shadows?
zip. A lot of people didn't. I loved Web of Shadows. I thought that was one of the greatest video game intros of all time.
Hmm.
Um, like I
You
watched
know,
that randomly. I'll randomly look at the Web of Shadows intro. And if you guys get a chance, please go and check that out. But you had to like uh zip line, zip web shot and climb to the sky. Like he had a tower of like his drones,
mm,
and you had to like get up in like really high in the air to fight him. And no, that's my kids behind me.
mm. People
Um,
said they didn't like. I hear people say that they didn't like the opening to Assassin's Creed 3. I hear people say they didn't like Assassin's Creed 3, but like if the opening to that game is one of the best openings in video
that's
games,
enough,
if you
baby.
ask me. Like if you have been following the series up to that point, um, to get through the beginning of Assassin's Creed 3, and then especially like especially if you have been through the rest of them. I don't know, there's something about that that just felt good to me for whatever reason.
I
Um,
just, speaking on that, it always threw me off that the only person we followed was that like all the way through his life was Ezio. Like, why?
Yeah,
Like it is confusing. Like why they
that
didn't
should have been
continue
a
that
thing.
trend. Yeah, like or at least let us go and meet people as they get older. Like I mean, I would love to see where Conway is. Like I would love to see where like I just I don't know. It would be kind of cool. But with the WB, one thing I've always said about DC, and as we know, Warner Brothers, they do they own the rights? Is it just to Batman, or is it to like all the video property for DC?
I think they
Because it's
own. Um,
I don't know that end. Like that's where I'm like completely out the loop. Like how the ownership works. I just know anytime I see anything to do with Batman, it's Warner Brothers.
I want to say they
Uh,
own DC.
okay, that would make sense. And I'm acting like I don't have the internet in front of me, but one thing I will say is DC animated wise is top tier, and it rarely, if ever, misses. Like all the two most recent movies that came out, top tier, animated wise. WB, yeah,
All
I
the
believe so. That
animated
sounds
movies are
about
top
right,
tier.
huh?
All the animated movies are top tier.
Yeah,
Every
like
DC animated movie is good.
DC DC does not miss with their anime. Even the you know what's crazy, lore wise and comic book wise, what's that damn show my kids love? Teen Titans Go makes better references to the DC world than a lot of other shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's
You
supposed to
know
be
who else?
funny comedy tailored strictly. Sit down right. That's enough. You
While we're
understand?
talking about it, let me find this. They actually had an okay game, like a
What's up, delusional?
pretty okay side scrolling beat 'em up game too. Um, but let's not sleep on this Batman too. The Brave and the Bold.
I
Don't know
never
if you
watched that one.
the little I have seen from it was kind of fire. Like we not gonna sit here and act like the Justice League. It wasn't the Justice League. What were they called? The Justice Society. Like that era, the
Oh
golden
God.
era. Okay,
Yeah.
so just look at the way they was built. They
What was his
all
name? Red Tornado or whatever.
man, they all built like Abby. Look at them, like
Yes. They look like rescue heroes.
oh
And
yes.
The Hunger Games was cool. I just hated that they went through all of that just for them to end up back on their farm and with a family and be miserably happy.
The
But
Hunger
yeah,
Games is bad.
so
I wouldn't say all that. It's good.
yeah, I ain't gonna say all that.
It don't
It's
suck.
good, but no. Uh, you know, it's funny in terms of big story, like overall, that was more realistic than a lot of other stuff. Like even on my rant again.
Wow, we back.
Uh, we back. Oh, that screenshot. Somebody please screenshot me frozen like that because I look glorious. Um, but um, but no. So
Well, you got the Jack
I
Thriller
since
eye.
we're back.
I'm looking at you at the Jack Thriller eye.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Put me on. He's nah. I don't, he said, "Let me close all them tabs." Nah, man, you got to bookmark those.
Man,
Keep them forever. But no, let me go off on Hunger Games. My only issue with Hunger Games was the fact, but it made sense because that was so realistic. But I don't want to read books like that and watch movies like that in order to get realism because I would watch documentaries if I wanted that. Like they went through all that torture, left to the side all those ones that were potential loved ones and dating and this and that and the third, took down two different potential monarchies in order to go back to their home and be miserably happy with a family. Like Prim
miserable.
didn't even look happy at the end. Like in the end of it all, spoiler alert. Yeah, she didn't look happy at all. Her life, it looked like it was for naught, all for nothing. They went back to an empty ass village to raise their family on the
Mm-hmm.
outskirts in the what was it, the fourth realm, or I forgot where they lived. But
Something
yeah,
stupid,
that
bro.
was my
Something.
issue.
But
Yeah.
now, as we move on in this whole Warner Brothers thing, so um, they had the different shows. There's a couple of them I skipped over because I don't, we don't have the time. Um, being shows like Bugs and Daffy, and then the Bugs Bunny show, and then the Daffy Duck show. Yes, everybody had their own show. Um, all of these got mixed into one thing. I don't know if you remember. Um, it was called the Cat and Birdie, Warner Rooney, Pinky Brainy, Big Cartoony Show.
I remember that.
Blow.
And I just blinked 10 times for
Mhm.
Toxic because he said I'm out here crying for help. So you know what that mean when you blink, like there's something in your eye.
Oh, you can't see this.
Help me. Nah, I'm all right. My wife's actually pretty dope. I watched a video essay that ruined the Hunger Games trilogy. Basically, it boiled down to the author not knowing what to do after the first book. Ah, is that why it played out like that?
Mm.
Okay, see, okay, let's go here because I'm not fucking crazy. I knew something. It didn't. Not that it didn't make sense because it like
It
it
read like somebody
tailored
didn't
and
know
it.
what to do next.
No. What it was is it went from this extravagant idea to something very basic. Like you took like this like galactically sized problems and issues, and then they went through all these crazy things for it to just end like, hey, we're here. Like we did it. But now I'm sitting on my tree and looking at my daughter run around, and as I sit here with my husband or baby daddy, whatever, who almost killed me multiple times, but we figured it out along the way because he was just brainwashed. But now we're okay. Out
And
here
side
slinging
note,
it.
I actually don't even love him.
Yeah, because there was like two or three other dudes who she was like really like you could like the chemistry on film was like way better for. Just like I'm still mad at Dumbledore for ripping that light skinned black chick from Harry Potter's arms.
Mm.
Like Harry Potter was legit about to start the swirl, and Dumbledore came in and was like, "I'm sorry, I ruined that for you," in his absolute biggest perv voice ever. Um, yeah, but in the political thriller part, um, the one
No,
big twist actually caught me off guard. Are we frozen again?
I think we about to.
Oh shit.
We not yet. We not yet. I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
yeah. Hmm.
Shit. We're
Okay,
trying,
we good?
guys.
Are we good?
We're
Yeah,
trying.
we good.
We're
Um.
trying.
All right. Now, so we're gonna skip over this Cat and Bernie big cartoon. Okay, so we all seen Pinky and the Brain before. We all seen
Yes.
Bugs Bunny show. We seen Daffy Duck at some point or another. We know those shows exist. We running in 5 frames. Oh shit.
Hey, he
Is
said
it?
we a slideshow.
If I do this over and over, do I look like one of those Power Rangers flip head toys? Oh, we doing that. Man, say okay. So I was getting at something just now, because I was going through all these cartoons, right, and I came across one that makes me wonder. Now I don't know if neither of these cartoons is just like a big deal that anybody cares about, but okay. So there was this show called Detention, right, and I remember like the principal looking lady. I don't remember nobody else, right? Um, now looking at this screenshot, it reminds me of a show. It reminds me of two different shows. Um, but one of
Phineas
them,
and Ferb.
Phineas and Ferb is one of them. Um, the other is another WB show. Um, as far as I know, it's another WB show. You remember Johnny Test?
Oh, that's my shit.
You remember the
Like I
twins?
was actually just watching. They do look like the
His
twins.
sister? No, they got the black girls here that I'm pretty sure are just the twins.
You know what? Johnny Test got really intense. There was I actually was just watching it probably a couple months ago. There was a episode when he had to save the world from Darth Vegan and
Darth Vegan.
Darth Vegan. And it's okay. So Darth Vegan is more than just a play on Darth Vader. It's a double entendre thing, and it's a play on Rick Moranis
Thought you was
from
gonna say Rick Ross.
Spaceballs, right? From Spaceballs, and that's so it's a double, yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
Darth Johnny had to save the world from Darth Vegan, and everybody thought he died, and it looked like he died, like he blew up Darth Vegan's like ship, and you just see him like 5 minutes later like slow fall from the sky. And it was dope. Actually, a lot of the music from Johnny Test was really dope. Like I like this, I guess the score you would call it. I like it.
I dig it. I wasn't a big Johnny Test fan. Thought Bling Bling Boy was hilarious though. I'm not gonna lie about
Oh,
that one.
that one. Blink blink boy.
But I wasn't a super huge fan. Um, but I understand why other people might like it. That being said, I got too many of these open. Close. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need this
So
either.
super toots.
Um, don't need that. Actually, I didn't realize I had so many of these.
I
Don't need
wonder. I
that.
wonder. I wonder if your hard drive, your internal, is packed out.
I mean, I got a lot of
We'll
stuff on it,
we'll
but
talk
yeah,
we'll talk about that later because that could be a big part of it. Because
hope
that's
it's not
funny
in the
because that's
red or
actually,
nothing.
folks, get you an external hard drive or get a really large internal hard drive. But I still don't recommend it because once you start packing out your hard drive, as soon as it gets over like that 50% mark, it starts going downhill from there.
Downhill. Speaking of somebody
Guys, welcome.
whose sanity is downhill, there's another show I want to talk about because it's actually fire and it has one of the most fire soundtracks I heard in pretty much any of these shows, right? Um
Salute you.
oh no. Even though close. Close but not
Lucha
even close.
Lucha is my shit too.
Doom 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 doom.
I could not really get into Freakazoid. It was too much for me.
Hey, that show went hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. Um,
Freakazoid, Freakazoid.
cause it was the nerd kid who got electrocuted or some dumb shit like that. He got internet powers basically. Like he was the
Yeah,
memes before the memes came. Like before we knew what memes were, he was the dude whose superpower was memes. Like that legit was just that was him.
he
So
was basically the mask, but the internet version.
yeah, basically. So you know how I talked earlier about like the power set that every cartoon has. He's got that. Only, did Steven Spielberg? Yes, actually, Steven Spielberg showed up in a lot of these shows.
A lot of them.
Freakazoid wasn't the only
Didn't he
one.
just show up on the re-announcement of the Animaniacs?
Probably.
Yeah, the commercial because they did. It was Jurassic Park and everything. Um, hey, you know what's funny? Because these dudes been reality. That's literally what all these characters, their ultimate
Reality
power
bend.
is. Um, can they beat Goku?
Oh my goodness. Um, yes and no. It depends on whether or not they inside Goku's reality.
Oh my god.
Yes and no. Cause I mean, when it comes to, I'm gonna let him die first. We'll wait.
Oh my god. Like, oh my god. I knew we were gonna get.
I mean, keep
This
in
is how,
mind, as much
folks.
as I like Goku, he's not like my favorite character, or even like I like the idea of Goku, but I'm not a super big Goku fan. Like even in
Mm,
the games, which I play a lot of Dragon Ball games, I don't play with Goku all that often.
It's always Team Gohan for me.
It's for me. I like older Gohan just because like he just one of the coldest. I like playing as Piccolo a lot just because he Piccolo. Um, but my very favorite um character to play as in any Dragon Ball fighting game has always been and probably always will be Kid Buu.
Mm.
Um, I'm just that guy. So,
Is your favorite Street Fighter character Zangief?
oh no. Even though we have matching chest hair, probably not. Um,
This dude.
like,
He said, I keep my gold chain sitting on my tackle.
man, just wait till I get a couple more gold chains, man. I'm gonna be out here. I'm gonna do the show bare chested one day with the taco meat showing, with like the Hawaiian shirt wide open or something, like like a Florida retiree.
Oh
Um,
God.
so there's another show I want to talk about too that I can't. Nobody ever remembers this show but me, right? And from what I'm looking at with the pictures, nobody is actually showing the memorable characters from this show. Um, but I always like shows that teach you something. Like I just always had a soft spot for that. Um, do you remember the show called Hysteria? That like basically it was exactly what it sounded like, and it taught history.
I don't think so. Let me see. I don't think I want. You know what? I never watched it. No.
It was alright. It was pretty good. It's not a whole lot to say about it, but it was one of those shows that was just.
Was it like animated drunk history?
Yeah. That's the best
Okay.
way to describe it. Actually, that's the most perfect way to describe this show. Moving on. Hey,
Ladies and gentlemen.
oh wait, we back. We back. Oh snap. We over here talking about.
Oh God.
Over here singing old 50 Cent songs and shit. Hey, so yeah, I just wanted to mention Crypto the Superdog just because it was a show that used to come on. If you didn't watch it, we have nothing else to talk about.
I didn't watch Crypto, man. I turned it.
Now, on to another show that I didn't watch. Even okay, so truth be told, this looked like it was supposed to be
know
cool.
about Crypto, but I just didn't. Yeah.
So
What?
this one show I'm about to talk about, it looked like it was supposed to be cool. It looked like it was, but I wasn't a fan of it really.
Watch it be something I absolutely loved.
Oh,
and Chakalaka said Hysteria helped him in social studies.
Oh, snap! See, I wasn't the only one. I really wasn't. Okay, so this one right here,
Weirdos, nerds.
This show looked like it was meant to be cool, and I wanted to like it so bad, but I just did. It never grew on me like the other DC shows did. You remember Legion of Superheroes? That was like
Never
the
watched
Justice League from the far future, where Brainiac, like Kid Brainiac, was a character, and I don't know much else about it, like Kid Superman, and Kid insert random hero here. I'm guessing this dude was like Beast Boy Kid. I don't know. Truth be told, it
See, I
wasn't
gotta
my
go.
show.
I want to check it out because once again, DC animated series rarely miss. So, like, it's definitely worth me going back and checking it out. Like,
I mean, those two
like
Superboys look cool. I guess one of them had kryptonite eyes or something. It
one of them
looks
looks
like
like
it
he
was
got
supposed to be dope.
infected by, right? It looks like he got he actually looks like the Superman from that got beat up by, what was his name, by Darkseid.
Oh,
And what was it? The last movie, Dark Opolit,
Dark Side
I can't.
Apocalypse, something like that.
No, yeah, something like that. But yeah. Oh, Shaolin Showdown. That was my shit.
So there was another show, which I don't feel.
Lucha.
This is another one of those we're just gonna mention in passing because it was another. If they tried it was a show, it would be this. You remember Lunatics Unleashed? Lunatics like LOON Atics, like the extreme Bugs Bunny superhero squad.
And
are you are you seeing this nonsense,
bro? This reminded
he was
me.
the Hulk, the
Yeah.
Hulk.
Oh god. Wasn't Babs in it as well?
Yeah, I guess.
She was next.
Or like
yeah,
Lola, because I
Lola,
guess
there
Babs
you
is
go.
mini Lola. But
Yeah. And I don't remember who they used to fight.
me neither. I remember.
Like, I feel like I've watched it, But yeah, I couldn't tell you the intro song, nothing.
Look at Bugs with the bat ears. He ain't no rabbit no more.
Bro,
He's not a
they
bunny. He's a
really.
rabbit.
He's a rabbit.
Why is every feature on them so sharp? Is that an Arcwing? Have they been
Yep.
playing Warframe?
He's
Hold on,
definitely
go
in the
back.
older
Bugs,
guy,
were you? Is that an Arcwing?
Yep. They got Arcwing.
What?
They out here flying. Oh God.
This is Wile E.
I'm gonna wreck
Coyote.
it.
This is Wile E. Coyote. Really?
They got bro.
The Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote was on the same. Of course, the Roadrunner was the speedster. Of course. What else would he be? What else would it?
Slow. Have you ever seen a little Roadrunner? They're actually really tiny.
Yeah. So yeah, Lunatics Unleashed was the name of the show. Yeah. So let me look up this other one while I'm playing. You ever heard of a show called? My bad. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I didn't hear you.
I was just gonna ask if you ever heard of a show called Monster Allergy, because I'm looking at pictures from it and I do not know this show.
Nah, no, I have no idea what you're talking about, sir. It's so many shows on here that I did not watch. No, let me rephrase. Like I watched Ozzie and Drake's, Pinky and the Brain, but I didn't watch much of like Lunatics Unleashed. That show went for 10 years.
Really?
Am I tripping, or does that say 2005 to 2015? Yeah, there's no way in hell. It was probably like one episode a year.
So I'm gonna talk about this one,
and
just because
I watched a lot of cartoons.
This was your cup of tea. And I never hated the show. I thought it was cool. I just didn't think it was like the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I thought it was alright. Mucha Lucha. We'll finally get on that one. So I'm gonna let you take this one away since this was more your show than mine. I thought Ricochet was cool. The Flea was funny. But
bro, their supers was hilarious, and the fact that there wasn't like a bunch of video games. I think there was like one, or maybe it was like a Flash game. I don't even think it was didn't Flash just die? But whatever. So Mucha Lucha, if I'm not mistaken, they're luchadors in training. And they're go to like a high school or middle school or like a camp school type thing where they are they're being trained by famous luchadors, and it's basically My Hero Academia but for luchadors. Like
that's a good way to describe it.
That's actually what it is.
It's kind of fire.
Yeah,
the Flea.
My Hero Academia. The Flea, and he always stunk. I don't know. I didn't know fleas stink, but they always had them funky. And I love their specials. Everybody had a special. All right, for sure, Chakalaka. Much love, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming by.
And what else was their abilities? And then whenever they did their supers, they would transform into like an animal or baby. Okay. Oh yeah, your tablet died. Oh, it's not working. Well, can Daddy finish the show and then we'll deal with it? Oh, you had to reset it.
That's what mine. I have another teacher that doesn't go at school. Yeah, name is Auntie Donnie. She lives with a kid named Adrian.
Oh yeah.
I keep forgetting how old is him.
How old he is.
I forgetting how old
he is. Say he is.
Yes.
Yeah, just so you can be grammatically correct, kid. Go sit down, both of you. You too, Maya. Get off YouTube. Get off YouTube. Thank you. All right, sorry. Yeah.
I always think I want kids till I observe people with kids.
Yeah. It's totally different. It's a lifestyle change.
So I was moving on.
You're
to the
literally
next one.
dealing with. Oh, go ahead.
who was we had a conversation about these. Ozzie and Drix, right? We talked about it. Oh snap! Hold up.
Yes.
Is that my dog's gonna go off?
Yep.
I guess I got kids then. Never mind. Like,
Yeah, you do. Yeah, it's not. It's not. Believe me when I tell you, the major difference is one's probably more expensive than the other. And it all depends on how well you take care of them. And I'm gonna let the universe decide which one I'm talking
they both like tearing up
about.
shit you can't pay for.
Yeah.
So
Um,
this came with a wave of m- mo-
yep. So, folks, Ozzy and Drake's, that, if I'm not mistaken, it came out not too long after Osmosis Jones. This is a continuation of Osmosis Jones,
Stop being so loud.
and the dope thing about Osmosis Jones, well, the thing that I'm bothered by the most is I wish we would have got another movie. Like, I'm shocked they didn't come out with the movie during Rona, like during now, which would have been freaking hilarious. It would
Come on.
probably they wouldn't. It probably would be a little tone deaf, like because you would have to showcase like people really dying. And can we acknowledge that Bill Murray was a character in Osmosis Jones? Like
Yeah.
B- Bill Murray was the setting for Osmosis Jones. Like, and he technically is still the setting in Ozzy and Drake's because it's not like they left the body.
Mm-mm. I won't lie,
Like,
they had like a dope villain for the movie.
oh yeah,
This was a lot of shows.
oh
This
yeah.
Evolution. I
And I
like
loved
how
all the
she's
characters were
unmistakably
black.
black. I was just about to say,
Yeah,
yeah.
all the characters was black. Yeah,
So there was a lot. It was a string of them. There was this. There was Men in Black. There was Evolution, Godzilla. Just a whole bunch of TV shows based off movies of the time.
yep.
And the crazy part, most of them was kind of good. Most of those was actually pretty fucking fire.
I agree 1000%. And I remember watching a lot of them. It was always it. You know what? I didn't watch that much of Ozzy and Drake's. I want to say for sure I watched more Evolution than Ozzy and Drake's.
I definitely
And
watched probably more Ozzy and Drake's than Evolution, but
mm,
they're all good. Um, Moving right along though. Do you remember this show?
yes,
Road Rovers. They was dogs. They was regular dogs, and they would all like go into this machine. Like they were the dogs of a scientist, and they would go into this machine and turn to like anthropomorphic dogs that talked and walked and fought crime. And as corny as this show seems, with all of them wearing the Avengers time travel suits, it was actually pretty freaking fire. Not
are
gonna
the
lie.
Avengers wearing their suits?
Now if you keep making sense, we might have to actually hire you.
I mean,
Like
I'm just saying.
we might have to pay you for some work at this point. Um, yeah, like it was a fire show, and then they had this one dog with them that was crazy, like in the Hannibal Lecter dolly, like with the muzzle, and like
And wasn't it like a Chihuahua or something? Like it was like the
it was like
smallest dog.
a Rottweiler or a Doberman or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And like he was vicious, and like but that was their homie. They would never let him go. Like they whatever they did, they made sure he was right there by his side. Hey, there you go.
Oh God.
Yeah, that was a real
Oh.
thing.
Oh. And they probably got him from what was that damn movie? I was gonna say Soul Plane, Con Air.
Hmm. Like you know what? This was actually a pretty good freaking show. This show felt good. Um, Shout out to them.
It it's funny because I don't remember the show, but I remember for sure watching it. Like, ask me what the major plot was. I have no idea.
I don't
But I
remember a
can tell
single
you I've
villain.
seen this. Yeah. You know what show was actually really dope that I loved? And it was Mummies Alive.
Oh,
That
we're gonna get
was
back to that. Like, put a pin in it. That's
got you.
that's on the list. We definitely get into that one. Let's definitely put a pin in it. The next one though, I kind of want to talk about just because. I want to talk about it just because we can't not talk about it. Because this is our homie, and it'd be weird to not acknowledge him. Let me see if I can find a good picture before we even go there. Yeah, this is not a good picture. Is this Coolio? Coolio was a villain in this. I feel like he played an episode in this. Okay, I'm just gonna go in on this picture. So we can't do this without talking about Static Shock.
Oh God, not the Bang Babies.
The Bang Babies. We gotta talk about the Bang Babies.
I can't believe they got away with that one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what they're called. Yeah, but
yeah, bang and make babies. So I'm guessing this is Coolio. I don't know if you remember that episode. I don't know if any of us remember Coolio. I mean, we are pretty young in audience, but so this was right in that pocket with Batman and Superman, with after that with Justice League, with what's the other show? Batman Beyond. It's all in that pocket. To the point where there were crossovers. Ebon, yeah. To the point where there was crossovers. And as much as somebody might want to clown this show for being kind of corny, it was actually a freaking good show. It was one of the more
it was like
mature shows.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's definitely like Everybody Hates Chris meets like Batman.
Yeah.
Like that's really
Batman.
what it was. Everybody hates Batman. Everybody hates, because he was always, soon as things look like they're about to work, boom, Bang Baby, like, or Ebon, which is the head of the Bang Babies.
This was animated Black Lightning.
It really was. Any girl he got close to, all of a sudden was a world class evil villain. Like
any person he got close to, period. All his friends, all his bullies.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah. That had to suck. The people you already had issues with and was struggling against, all of a sudden these buttholes get superpowers. Like, God damn.
But we not we can't act like it's not canon that he grew up to be one of the greatest superheroes known to man. Like, that's canon. He grew up, like, they keep saying how he grew up to be one of the greatest heroes. Look at this man. Hold up. Look at this. This is what you're supposed to do with your cartoon locks right here. This is how you make us trust you.
Man.
Like,
and you, when you think about it, his power, it was electromagnetism, right? Because it's not so much Magneto, but it's more electricity.
Mm-hmm.
And well, static, and it was that's a really strong power.
Now, while we looking at this picture and while we talking about his move set, his power set, let's talk about the hill I'ma die on. Infamous should have been a static game. Infamous should have been the Static Shock game. Static Shock would be a much, much more powerful IP. Being able to stand next to at least the Flash in popularity, at least Green Lantern in popularity, but next to Batman and Superman, dare I say, had the Infamous game been licensed by WB. Straight up. If it had been
know what? I think the issue with it was we know about it. It did well on TV, but I don't look how long it took to get Miles.
How much do you know about Cole McGrath?
The singer?
You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about the main character from Infamous. At least I think his name was McGrath or whatever. Like Mick anything, he sound like a country singer. But
right.
See, I already knew the genre off the top of my head. You didn't even have to say it.
Hmm.
The point is, like, it would have succeeded. It would have succeeded and probably gone further than Infamous. And then Second Son could have been about literally any other character they wanted to make it about.
True.
They could have done the Arkhamverse thing, and that could have been the thing to jump it off. All I'm saying is, like, this is all shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and what ifs. But I mean, it's a hill I die on. That Static, like, Infamous should have been a Static Shock game. Everything about it translates perfectly.
It would have been dope. It really, really, really would have been dope. And then of course he was voiced by Phil Lamar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I actually had like Phil Lamar look at me crazy because he was doing a signing. I think it was at not I forgot WonderCon or Comic Con, WonderCon,
Mm-hmm.
and people were waiting in line all peacefully taking pictures, and I'm just walking by, and I was like, "Damn, what up?" And everybody just kind of looked at me, and I was like, "Yeah, all right, my bad."
Yeah, that was much. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't always work, but I will say there is a recording of Taraji P. Henson saying she loves me too at a BET Awards where I'm yelling in the top of the rafters.
Okay.
It's out if you see Taraji and who was the young dude who took over 106 in Park. Not Bow Wow.
I know he's
Damn
Terrence
it.
J.
Terrence J and Taraji 2000 like 2014 or 15 BT Awards. When you hear her say I love you too, she yelling at me. Cuz I definitely yelled loud as hell as soon as everybody got quiet. And award shows are weird. They're staged as hell. Very few random things happen. That's why when something random does happen, it's super intense. Whew.
I can dig that.
That's my soapbox speech.
So adjacent to Virgil Hawkins and all of Static Shock, that whole universe.
Oh God.
This was also in that universe.
2011.
You remember the Superman show? And this is another one that's good. We'll just go, through in passing. But there was so much from this that could have
Is
been
that
taken
Power
anywhere else.
Girl or is
No, it's
that
Supergirl.
freaking Supergirl?
That's a little cousin or big cousin, little big cousin.
But is it Power Girl? No, we
Yeah,
didn't go down
it's Power Girl if you play Injustice.
there. Right? I
Man,
wonder if that was like a copyright thing.
I mean, it was just easy. It was just easy to do. Instead of making a move set for Power Girl, they just did a skin for Supergirl, and there you go. Same way, Raiden ended up being Black Lightning, aka Old Gucci.
Oh, Gucci. Oh, Gucci. Hey, what up, Anthony? Welcome back, man. Appreciate you stopping in.
Welcome back. So I wanted to mention Superman because it was created mostly because of the Batman show that we talk so much about. B, it was the perfect sister show to that Batman show. It's the perfect counterpart. And C, it was a part of something that we don't acknowledge a whole lot. We acknowledged when we talked about Fox Kids, the animated MCU, and how all those Marvel shows actually. Look here, man. I'm so tired of this bullshit. Like,
Yeah, I
me
think
and
it might be
Spectrum
that
finna have a
time.
talk, man. That being said, look, this Superman thing. All I was saying was we talked a lot last show about the animated MCU. Just the whole how Spider-Man and X-Men, Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, all those shows, the Hulk, Iron Man, all the animated shows that they had came together into one cohesive animated universe, right? We
True.
have not talked as much until this episode about how DC had the same thing. And it was this is the important part because I know what we see these days. I know what we see all the time from our comparisons to the MCU and the DCEU, but this was actually on par with what Marvel was doing. I mean, it was actually just as good, if not, dare I say, better.
They just couldn't translate it into live action movies. That's the only issue.
Yeah, it was so good. Superman. I know we talk about how it's hard to do a good Superman story. Now, when I say we, I'm excluding myself because I just feel like you lack creativity if you think there's not a great like Superman story left to tell. They don't always have to be about fights. They don't always have to be about something more powerful than him. The fact that he is more powerful than a lot of other people lends itself well to stories that you can't tell with a lot of other people.
True. And that's what I was talking about earlier. My favorite superhero moments are at their most human, at their most like I think about Heroes in Crisis. I bring that up a lot. My favorite superhero movie is The Watchmen because the good guys don't win. Nobody wins. Um and that's what that I like that type of stuff. It makes for a better story because it's easy to just give somebody extra superpowers and send them on their way.
Yeah, easy to make somebody strong and fast and whatever else. Um, so there was this other one I want to talk about, but I don't know if I don't know if I'll be able to show pictures, and I need pictures. This is important. We need pictures. Um, you know what? Okay, so I'll put the Wikipedia page up because that's what we have right now. But y'all
Mm.
remember this show called Wayne Head? It's one of the few black shows that was dope.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Was this the one? Go ahead.
we know the Wayans for a lot of stuff, all the comedic stuff. We know the Wayans for putting together stuff, and we know them for the same way we look at Adam Sandler and how Adam Sandler like puts together the same crew of people for different movies and all of them be fired. Whatever you think about Adam Sandler, whatever, whether you think his stuff is dope or not, um, he has a formula for his movies. It's the same thing with the Wayans, right? Wherever possible, you're gonna see John Witherspoon. Wherever possible, you're gonna see Kim Wayans. Wherever possible, you're gonna see it's Sean and Marlon is gonna always be there no matter what. Damon is gonna be there damn near no matter what, and Keenan is gonna be there wherever he can be. Everybody's got a role to play, and if you notice, this was Orlando Brown, right? Funny. This was Sean and Marlon. This was Gary Coleman. Oddly enough, this was John Witherspoon. Pops had his role in here too. Rest in peace, by the way. Uh,
Right.
it was one of those, and it was about like this handy capable kid. I'm saying handy capable not as a meme, but like he was handicapped,
Yeah.
quote unquote. Like he had this one orthopedic shoe that everybody would roast him
Yeah.
about. But he could do
The
all the
show
same
was
stuff all other kids could do.
Bro, the level of roasting on that show was ridiculous.
Cause he had a big head, he had these little pointy ears and stuff.
Uh-huh.
He looked like Damon Wayans.
Yep.
Like exactly. Dang, that's crazy. I forgot about. I wish we could show pictures. I just can't find any pictures of Wayne Head. Like as I've been talking, I've been searching, but
Wayne Head.
time to have some fun. They actually had like a whole R&B song as the intro and everything. I'm trying to find y'all some good Wayne. Oh snap! Think I just might have found something. This boy was ugly.
He was different looking.
Let me see if I. Oh,
That boot though.
let me see.
Bro, the hairstyles in that show was sick. And he definitely had the T.I. beanie on.
He had the T.I. beanie. And he looked like an elf. This looked like a fantasy show.
That part.
This show looked like high fantasy for real. And it was they had a football headed girl. Everybody was ugly. Let's just get that out the way now. Everybody was ugly. Yeah, it was the hood kids doing hood kid stuff. But everybody looked weird.
Super.
Everybody was ugly. And this was at a time where all the comedians had a show. Louis Anderson had a show. Howie Mandel had a show. Obviously the Wayans had a show. It was at that time. Freaking hilarious. I don't know, man. Wayne Head was alright though. Wait, did I?
Nothing.
I thought I showed the face. My bad. I didn't realize I didn't
Oh
show the
no,
face. Wow, there y'all
nothing's
go.
better than yeah. That's it.
With the T.I. beanie.
Ti beanie all the way. What's it called? Um, what was that damn show? The PJs. That was
Mhm.
oh my god, legendary.
We're gonna have to do another episode about adult animation. I'm gonna have to. We gotta do that
Ooh,
at some point because there's so many good shows
ooh.
that we don't talk about a lot.
And we ain't even gotta touch like the surface ones, like the low hanging fruit.
We ain't
But
gotta talk about Simpsons or Family Guy or none of those.
nope. Damn, there's a lot of them.
We gotta talk about Harvey Birdman, attorney at law.
Oh god,
Hey, Harvey Birdman was
base
fire.
goes coast to coast.
Why can't I find videos of this one? Forget not videos, pictures of this one. Forget that. We finna find some pictures. Cause I need y'all to remember this. You gonna see this and you gonna remember it. Because we have been live for a good little minute now. We
And I gotta get going. Did you get my message?
yeah. So that being said, look, y'all. I hate to cut this short as quick as I'm cutting it short. But we've been it's been about hour 20. We gonna have to do a
Damn.
part 3. I hate to end this on Wayne Head and his T.I. beanie. Excuse me. I really do. But I gotta find out what the hell is happening with this internet.
Yeah, we gotta square that away.
For 2, while we're talking about buffering, I got a new office buffering. And I gotta get that stuff squared away too, because today's been a day, and I'd at least like to finish the Snyder cut before this night is over with.
Facts.
If I can figure out the internet thing quick enough, then oh, you good, Anthony, man. We ain't do nothing but shoot the shit anyway.
Yeah.
So if I can get the internet fixed in time, maybe I'll stream, maybe a late night thing. We'll see what's up, but probably not. Either way it goes, man, we got another thing we need to do before we get up out of here. I can't remember. I think we discussed it, but we didn't actually decide on who it would be. So,
Oh shit.
yeah, we didn't. So maybe now's the time to get Wayne Head off the screen, and kind of figure this out. Let me see. Actually,
Look,
let me go through my little Rolodex over here real quick. Like,
look, hold on, let me what had happened was, why did my dumb ass just Google? Damn.
PJs.
That was my shit.
Dun,
Bro.
dun, dun. That was Eddie Murphy show, wasn't it? While we talking about it,
Yep. Everybody had a show.
everybody had a show. Dang, I forgot Eddie Murphy had a freaking show. Let me what I'm actually doing is looking through my Rolodex. AKA my Twitter.
Because there's so many dope people, man, and we want to make sure to highlight as many, because we could reach out for the super big people, but most of y'all already mess with them. We do our best to try to introduce people that don't get all the shine that they should. That's my get down when I think about this.
So have we talked about Hugger?
No. I was funny. I was thinking about talking about sis. I was thinking about talking about her.
Cause I don't remember us doing this. And there's an aspect of her content that I really care for, and that I want other people to see more of. So yeah, I think this is a good time to talk about it. So people, allow me, as soon as I can find there we go. Allow me to introduce you to the floor hugger. She called that.
Titties.
She called that because she hugs floors. Hashtag Polygon Titties. If you don't know what that is, play Tomb Raider on PS1.
Yep.
That Marvel Unlimited, I used to have Marvel Unlimited. I stopped using it because I stopped using it. Well, I stopped paying for it because I stopped using it. Um,
Oh, I never used it. Or what was the
Same
DC
thing
one
with DC
called?
Universe.
Yeah, there you go. Never. I'm gonna have to
Um,
find.
I think that's where I
I do-
read Invincible Iron Man for the first. Not Invincible Iron Man. Um, which one was the one where he got on Extremist, where he made Extremist and he went crazy? Um,
Where it fused in his skin and all that.
yeah, Superior Iron Man.
Yeah,
Superior Iron Man was good, and it actually shows you how real Daredevil is, like how much of a real G Daredevil actually is. Um. Anyway, so look, man, if you have been here if you've been with us at Level One Gaming for any amount of time, if you watch this channel for any amount of time, if you've been to more than one of our podcasts, then you know who the Floor Hugger is. There's not really much I have to say, but that probably means you only know her from here. I need
yeah.
y'all to go pull up to youtube.com/Tim Westwood TV. No, youtube.com
Please,
slash the floor
right?
hugger, right? Twitch.tv/the floor hugger. If you don't pull up to her streams, you missing out. And actually, we be up there too, like, shooting shit, talking all types of dumb stuff we can figure out. But she actually also does these accents. And she'll
Yes.
flow in and out of accents. She don't think she is good at them as she actually is, but it's dope. It's good entertainment. Secondly, the aspect of her content that I actually wanted to talk about that we didn't bring up was she does retrospectives. And I don't know about y'all, but I got a lot of respect for a good retrospective. As you can see from our last couple episodes, I really like going
Yeah.
down memory lane. It's just a thing I do. You just remember a lot of dope stuff. And so I think, y'all just need to pull up. It's not really much else I should be saying. Just pull up. YouTube.com/the floor hugger. Twitch.tv/the floor hugger. Don't meet me there, beat
Everything's
me there.
right. And you know what? It's so dope because she creates dope content and she's HR. So it's almost like we have to speak highly of her, kind of.
Yeah. Cause she'll do mean stuff to us. She'll say very mean things to us if we don't only speak well of her in public. So you know what it is. That
Crunch.
that being said, man, we appreciate y'all. We really, really do. Anthony, man, don't worry about being late. It's our fault because we late too. So not a problem. We'll just be on time next week and make sure every other show throughout the week is up to par, so you feel good about coming. That being said, man, it's one more thing that we like to do to add a little bit of value to this community. Also, go watch Falcon and Winter Soldier. That first episode is fire. That last thing that we like to do is just hit you with the reload. You know what I'm talking about? A little bit of music, a little bit of trapped out Legend of Zelda this time around. So yeah, enjoy, man. Peace.